Hey yogis, we made it to day 16 of our 21-day Yin Yoga challenge. So today we're working on upper body specifically. So these are really lovely stretches when you're getting knots and tension in the neck and shoulders. And I do have a lovely full length practice as well that I'll link at the end of the video. And today will be exactly the same. And today will be the same as yesterday, in that I will be giving you more space and less cues, just to give you a little bit of space to kind of meander on your own with everything that you've taken in from me so far. So kneeling position to begin with, and we want to be tall, and we want to let the eyes close. Start with 3 deep breaths, but do not rush under any circumstances. So take your time to breathe all the way up to the top and all the way down to the end. Remember to let your belly expand a little before the chest expands, and then the chest falls and the belly falls. And when you've taken a few deeper breaths, you can just relax back to normal. So breathing in and out through the nose, but there's a relaxed softness in the chest and the belly, and the breath is very free, just breathing however your body wants to breathe. So don't force it in any way. Feel the feeling of the body, the feeling of the breath. Letting yourself just start to drop down out of the mind. And instead of observing the mind, start to observe the moment. The here and now. Feeling the way the body softens as you breathe out. One more deep breath. Opening the eyes, coming straight into our first posture. So we're doing crisscross arms. A block would be handy. If you don't have a block, you can use a cushion, absolutely fine. So place your block or your cushion in front of you. You're going to lay flat, and you're going to thread one arm through one direction and one arm through the other direction. So you're going to have one arm that's up on top, one arm that's below, and take note of which way you've gone, because in a moment we will swap around and go the other way. So we're going to let those arms thread through and let the head come down towards the block. Now you could have your block up very high. You could fold a cushion or a couple of cushions to create the height that you need, and you could have it on its lower side or even flat. So the more you thread your arms through, the deeper this is going to feel. And you can play around a little bit with the angle, how high up the elbows are or low down. And just tweak it until it feels just right. Nothing too strong that you can't breathe into, relax into. Closing the eyes, arriving a little more. Softening as you breathe. as you soften, remember you do also breathe into the back of the body. So as you breathe in, the belly first of all presses into the floor. But if you keep going and you let the chest expand, you kind of breathe into that space between the shoulder blades. Letting your breath expand out behind you. Okay, so lifting back up, pulling the arms back in, and then just swapping over to whatever arm was on top. Now goes to the bottom, and we thread back through, potentially for a very different experience on the other side. So be prepared to adjust your position. So you can continue to send your breath into that space between the shoulder blades. You can continue to soften and relax. Remember, the more passive you become, the more this stretch will reach into the deep tissue of the body, into the fascia, ligaments, tendons. So be aware, where might you be holding? Where might you be gripping? So walking your arms back in. Good stuff. So pressing into your palms, coming back to a seated position. You can sit onto a cushion or a block if you want to. So this is yin, usually we're still, but I do for the shoulders want to make a little bit of movement before we move on to another posture that is passive. Okay, so just a comfortable seated position, shoulders are soft, and we're simply going to make some circles with the shoulders. So bringing the shoulders up, as far up as they will go, very slow. Slow yourself down as much as you can. Draw your shoulders back, let the shoulder blades pull together. Draw your shoulders down, draw the elbows towards the floor, and then shoulder blades round and come forwards. Shoulder blades part as well. So just keep moving through that, so you're very conscious of really just accentuating the movement as much as you can as you get up and down, forwards and backwards. Keep soft, smooth breath. And just 3 or 4 slow circles backwards. And then when you're ready, when you've done that, you go back in the other direction. Good stuff. So now just relax those shoulders down. You're going to breathe in and take your shoulders up towards your ears. Hunch them up high, breathe out and let them drop down. Do that one more time. Deep breath in. And out. Drop those shoulders down. Take your hands to your shoulders, fingertips, elbows together, and we're going to rotate backwards. So breathing in as you lift, and out as you drop. In as you lift, out as you drop. Don't worry if your elbows don't meet together. All of our bodies are different. In your own time, following your own breath, breathing in as you lift, out as you drop, and then moving back in the opposite direction. So lifting the elbows up first and then back behind you, breathing in as you lift and out as you drop. Good, so relax. You can just give the shoulders a little shimmy around and relax the arms. I just want you to take your chin to your chest and hold. You can rock from side to side a little if you want to reach those muscles to the sides of the neck. Lift the head up and drop the head back, closing the jaw so that you stretch through the front of the chin and the throat. Bringing your head back to neutral, taking your head left ear to left shoulder. Stretching the right side of the neck first. These are really simple movements that you can do every day. Head back to center, right ear to right shoulder, stretching the left side of the neck. And the nice thing about these movements are that they're so simple. You can always just do them while the kettle's boiling. Good. So head back to center. Have a little wobble each side with the head. Good. So we deviated from yin for a moment to move. Now we're coming back into a passive and still posture. Okay guys, so for the next posture we are going to use blocks. If you don't have blocks, grab a blanket and make a roll with it. So if you're using blocks, you're going to have one on flat, that's going to go between the shoulders, and one on its side, and the back of the neck will rest into there. If you don't have blocks to use, then instead you're just going to have your rolled blanket, and that's going to sit around about here as we lay back. So it's around the kind of middle of the back, maybe just underneath the armpit. So you can go ahead and use that instead. Okay, so if you're coming back onto blocks, just making sure that the block is placed just in the middle back, so you've got it just placed center in between the shoulder blades and right in the middle. You can adjust, it can go up or down to just wherever it feels most juicy. You're looking to just give a release between the shoulder blades, and then this is optional. You can place a block behind you, and you want this block to be placed just under the bottom part of the skull. So not down into the neck, just up into this occipital area of the skull. So the feet place into the floor and we just relax. You can adjust your block until it feels like it's just a nice amount of pressure into the back of the neck. So you can, whilst you're here, rock your head from side to side and just start to receive some kind of massage, if you like, into the back of the head and neck. Could be very small movements or bigger, whatever feels nice. So you could play around with taking the block a little higher and just seeing how that feels, or taking it a little lower until you find a spot that feels just right for you. And you can take the block away from the head if it's not working, and just have the release through the middle part of the back. Let your body melt into the floor and melt into the block. Or the blanket, if you're using a blanket. Breathing out, letting go. Breathing out, letting go. Soften a little more. Releasing tension from the body. Allowing the body to step into that parasympathetic nervous system, that rest mode. where it should be most of the time, even as you move through your day. It's just the opposite to stress mode. Last few breaths here. Okay, so moving slowly if you feel stiff. Oof. Just sit for a moment. You might want to just curl in for a moment, so let the spine round. Sitting up, drawing your shoulders back again, sitting up tall. In today's affirmation, I manifest perfect health by making smart choices. So I manifest perfect health by making smart choices. I manifest perfect health by making smart choices. So you can continue to let that affirmation tick around in your brain. Remember, these affirmations are only powerful with repetition, because then they become part of our inner dialogue. So just have it on repeat today. Let it be your go-to phrase that's ticking around in your head. Bring your palms together, bow your head to your fingertips. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. So remember that I have plenty of full-length videos on the channel. It gives us much more time to sink into the posture, to transition and move in between the posture. Gives us time for opening and closing shavasana. So full-length practices are really lovely as well if you haven't tried them. And I do have a full-length yin for neck and shoulders specifically, and I will link that at the end.